Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Sandy, and I really appreciate you guys taking some time out tonight to learn a bit about what the Isagenix program is about. So, look, what we're going to do is we're going to take the next 20 or 30 minutes or so. We are going to share a bit about what Isagenix is. We've got some team stories, so you're going to hear some real experiences and results. And we will talk about how Isagenix could help you achieve your health goals. So, look, you've been plugged into your Wellness Revolution team. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. Just bear with me. Our team call. So, look, someone's invited you here tonight because they want you to hear a bit more about Isagenix and what our team's all about. So, look, what we're going to hear tonight is I'm going to share a bit with you about my story. We're going to talk about, the state of Australia's health at the moment and who needs to cleanse. So, you might be surprised when you learn how exposed to toxins we actually are. We're also going to talk about why Isagenix is a great option, who is behind Isagenix, and the basics of what the program is really all about. And look, you will hear some success stories. Get ready for some awesome before and after pictures because you will see them tonight. And then I'm going to explain to you how you can get started with Isagenix if, you like the sound of what you hear tonight. So, look, I'll share my story with you guys first. As I said, my name's Sandy Golder. Most importantly, I'm a mum of two amazing little humans, Cooper and Imogen, and my husband, Richie, that you can see there in the pictures. So, look, 4.5 years ago, I was a high school PE teacher. I have a Bachelor of Health Science and I have a Bachelor of Education as well. And I had been teaching for 9 years. And look, before Isagenix, I was on a real mission to get healthy. I'd had a pretty serious health scare and I was working out at the gym 6 days a week. Sorry, I'm just going to pop everyone on mute. If you've just joined us and you're not on mute, if you could do that, just allows everybody else to hear. Look, I had a pretty significant health scare and I was doing everything I knew to get healthy. I was working out at the gym 6 days a week. I was eating really well, eating healthy, and I just wasn't getting results. So I'll share my photos with you. I was really disheartened because, from what I had learned, I was doing everything right. And I used to come home from work and I'd be so exhausted that I just want to lay on the lounge. Like I had zero energy for my kids. I was pretty cranky, wife, which was no good for Richie. And I knew something had to change. And I saw my cousin on Facebook. She was talking about, she'd lost this weight and she was feeling amazing. So I asked her what she was doing. And she said, it was this shake thing. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. I've done shakes before. I'm totally not interested in shakes. I was starving after, I used to get hangry, which wasn't much of a better option to how I was feeling, at that time. And I actually said no. And, it did only take me a week to decide to give it a go. But I watched her on Facebook and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a try. And it literally was the 30-day money-back guarantee that got me across the line to give it a go. And look, I was really pleasantly surprised, to say the least. So within a week, I felt something shift in my body. I felt like I'd been plugged in. It was such a surreal feeling. I was like, oh my God, it's not normal to be tired and cranky all the time. This is how you're supposed to feel. It was like, I'd found the answer that I'd been looking for my entire adult life. And the weight loss become a real side benefit. It was why I started, but it wasn't why I continued. It was great. I released 13 kilos in my first, few months on the program. And I've maintained that now for over 4 years. And I think that's the most important part. So this really is about teaching you healthy lifestyle habits, feeding your body the best nutrition and having permanent results, not short-term quick fixes. So look, where my life really shifted, and I'll just go back to this one for you, was a couple of months after I started Isagenix, we discovered that our daughter Imogen, this beautiful little girl here, was autistic. So she was 2.5 at the time, and it really made me reassess my priorities in life. I realised that I'd forgotten to to dream. I'd forgotten to live into my potential. I knew that, you know, I needed to make her a priority, and I decided at that point that I really wanted to be at home with her. So I looked at this as an amazing, you know, business opportunity, and that's how I got to be here with you guys tonight, because I decided the more people I could help, the sooner I could get to that goal. So, you know, I really worked at it, and after 9 months, I was able to come home and resign from teaching. And, you know, fast forward to now, and, you know, it's 4.5 years later, and we've got over 5,000 people in our organisation. We love helping people with their health. Sorry, I'm just going to mute people again. If you can just pop yourself on mute if you've just joined us, guys. And, you know, it's been such a gift for our family that, you know, we love helping other families do the same. Like, what I like to say now is we're a full-time family to the part-time business, and it's just been an amazing gift. So, look, that's enough about me. I just wanted to fill you guys in a bit about who you're talking to tonight or who you're listening to. So let's get into those, you know, nitty-gritties about why you're here tonight. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, you know, the Australian health crisis. So it's a really alarming statistic that over 64% of Australians are now classified as overweight or obese. You know, we're getting bigger as a nation. And look, if we look at diseases, all of these diseases are on the rise. You look at heart disease, different types of cancers, you've got diabetes, respiratory diseases, different kidney diseases. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit of feedback here. That are all on the rise. And, you know, I truly believe that if we can start looking after our bodies and feeding our bodies the right stuff, that, you know, we really can start decreasing these rather than seeing them increase. So let's just look at a couple of statistics. Even if you look at, you know, 2014, 2015, at that time, 5.1% of the Australian population had some type of diabetes. That's 1.2 million people in this country that are affected with diabetes. And those statistics are a couple of years old. You look at, you know, cancer. Did you know that 1 in 3 Australian men and 1 in 4 Australian women will have been diagnosed with a form of cancer by the time they're 75? So, you know, these diseases are real. They're affecting, you know, everybody, and we really need to start, you know, investing in our health and starting to look at prevention rather than cure with these things. So let's look at the cleansing aspect and talk about who needs to cleanse, right? So you might be someone who thinks that, you know, they live a clean lifestyle. You might not drink, you might not smoke, you know, you may not think you need to cleanse. So I'm going to outline who needs to cleanse. So if this is not you, then you could probably jump off the call. But, you know, anyone who breathes air, drinks water, or eats food needs to cleanse. And I'm going to take you through why. You know, 100 years ago, we wouldn't have had to have this conversation, right? But with advances in technology, and, you know, we're seeing this increase in inorganic, you know, foods and materials that are being digested not only by our bodies but our environment. So it's a massive issue that we need to address. So look, when we think toxins, often people think, you know, words like pollution or poisons. But, you know, there's so many more that we're exposed to every single day. So this is just some examples. So think of things like artificial sweeteners, flavours and colours. Like our packaged food is full of this stuff, along with preservatives, because we expect things to have such a long shelf life. Emulsifiers are in all of our foods. You think of all the chemicals you use each day in even just cleaning, pesticides, herbicides and fungicides that are on our you know, foods. We've got toothpaste and hairspray, and, you know, basically we're bombarding our bodies. So what I want to do is I want to take you through a day in the life, right? An average day of an average person. So let's look at this little mouse or hamster. This is like me before Isagenix, Groundhog Day, doing the same thing again and again and again, right? So let's look at, you know, you wake up, we have a really big glass of, you know, a nice big glass of water. And, you know, Sydney water and water around the world now is generally considered quite clean because we use chemicals like chlorine in our water, and that kills the microorganisms in the water. But did you know that we're a microorganism and we're drinking a chemical that's designed to kill microorganisms? So, you know, there's an example from our water supply. And then, you know, after we've had that drink of water, we might jump in the shower, and we're using that same water on the largest organ that we have in our body, which is our skin. And our pores open up, and basically we start digesting that water into our system, not to mention any soaps or shampoos or anything like that that we're using in the shower also. Now, once you've had your shower, you know, it's highly likely you're going to jump out, pop some deodorant on, brush your teeth, you're going to put moisturisers on your skin. Ladies, you might be a face full of makeup, lipstick, perfume. So there's, you know, a whole heap more chemicals that we're exposing our body to. We haven't even left the bathroom yet, right? Then we're going to pop on our clothes, right? And I actually didn't even really think about this one. Now, our clothes are very rarely made of organic substances, right? So, you know, they use chemicals and dyes, you know, to make our clothes the colours and the textures that they are. So there's some more things that we're exposing our skin to. And then I want to talk about food. So, look, there's a couple of different types of people here, so you'll probably fit into one of these categories. Now, I used to be number one. So I'd get up in the morning, I'd be in such a rush to get out of the house, get the kids to where they've got to go, that it would literally be shoving a piece of toast into my mouth so there was something in there, and a coffee. And that would be, you know, my propping me up, hoping it was enough nutrition to get me through to the next snack or meal, right? I had no idea why I expected that to, you know, to do what I was expecting, but there's no nutritional content in that. So that's the first type of person, though, the person on the run who's just grabbing things out of convenience. And then we've got the people who eat real food, okay? So they say they've got a really great diet, and I absolutely do not doubt that that's the case, because, you know, many people do. However, even if you have a really great diet, it's estimated, and studies have been done, that if you're buying your fruits and vegetables from like a supermarket like Coles or Woolies, or, you know, any of those commercially, you know, available fruits and vegetables, we're consuming up to 3 to 4 litres of pesticides, herbicides and fungicides every single year. So whilst you might be eating those healthy options, the stuff that they're sprayed with is not that healthy. Okay, so then you've had your brekkie, you jump in the car or on the train, whatever your mode of transport is, to work, and you're exposed to air pollution from that mode of transport. So now you're breathing in toxicity. And you may get to work and you're feeling a bit blah, so there might be that caramel latte from the cafe downstairs just to prop you up, and then you're going to sit down at your desk, and, you know, you might feel exhausted by that time. Many people do, because they've had that rush in the morning. They might be bored. You might feel, you know, that you're underappreciated, and this is where the stress factor comes in, and stress impacts toxicity. So, you know, over 70% of adults in Australia are under some sort of psychological distress, and that's a major problem for us as well. So, all right, so let's say we're at work, you've got to lunch, you might have hit that mid-afternoon and you're hitting another slump, right? So this is when you might hit up the coffee shop. It might be another caramel latte. You might go to the vending machine, and you're looking for that quick energy fix that's going to get you through. I have heard people, you know, at work are reaching for the Bicky tin or the cookie jar, and they're looking for that quick fix to prop themselves up. And, you know, a lot of people have really good intentions when they're heading to work that day. They've got the gym bag in the back of the car with their new gym gear, and they're ready to head there in the afternoon. And, you know, they get there on the way home, and they're just like, well, I had a Mars bar and a packet of chips today. Do I really need to bother? Let's just ditch it and we'll start again on Monday. Or maybe, you know, they do actually get there, but then they've got zero energy, so decide to give up on their workout or not work out as hard, so they really think it may have been a waste of time, right? So then people get home, they need to de-stress, so they're doing the opposite of what they were doing in the morning. Usually reach for some sort of depressant, like a glass of wine. You know, mum might have one while they're cooking dinner, giving the kids a bath, and then once the kids are gone to bed, and flake on the lounge, right? Because that's what we need to de-stress, because our bodies are exposed to so much stress, right? And then, you know, by that time, people are usually feeling exhausted. They hit the hay and then find they either can't get to sleep, or they get to sleep and then wake up and their mind's ticking over. And, you know, FYI, that's a major form of stress. It's a major sign of stress. So if that's you and you're having trouble with sleep, that's a little tip for you. So look, does any of that sound familiar to you? It may not be all of it, but it might be parts of it. And I want you to understand that you really are, you know, everyone is exposed to these toxic chemicals each day, whether you like it or not, and there's only so much we can do about that. Our body simply doesn't know what to do because it's being overloaded. So let's have a look at, you know, how our Isagenix comes into this. So look, this is our co-founder. His name's Dr. John Anderson, and he has had experience for over 30 years in the nutrition industry. He's worked with over 600 nutraceutical companies, and you know, has worked alongside some of the, you know, most amazing scientific boards in the world. And he came up with the idea of Isagenix during his retirement. And he developed a whole body cleanse system. And that's never been done before. So he developed Isagenix to do these three things. One, clean up the body, get rid of the junk, right? Number two, flood the body with, you know, the building blocks that it needs. So filling those gaps in the diet. This is the nourishing part. And then the third part is balancing the body. So this really has to do with stress and balancing out hormones and you know, other things that are floating around in the body. So look, let's get into the first part, which is cleansing. Now, the first thing I want to go through is why, you know, what Cleanse for Life is, because Cleanse for Life doesn't actually do the cleansing for you. What cleansing does is what Cleanse for Life does is it supercharges your natural detoxification systems. So it contains botanicals and antioxidants and minerals that assist your body in being able to effectively remove toxins. And, you know, you may think, well, why do I want to remove toxins? Well, toxicity can cause lots of things in your body. It can cause brain fog. It can cause skin irritations. It can cause illnesses. It can cause stress. It can cause, you know, lots of different things. And they show up in different ways depending on, you know, what your body's like. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip of this. Okay, so look, but the main reason you want to remove them, and I suspect 90% of the people that are on the call tonight, this is one of the reasons, you know, is because you want to lose some kilos. And traditional diets, unfortunately, just don't do that, right? So they don't get to the root cause of what you know, is causing you to gain weight, and they cut calories, but they also cut your nutrition. So look, the reason that we put on weight is because our bodies are designed to manufacture and store fat to protect us from toxicity. That's the fat's role, is to protect us from toxins. So Cleanse for Life basically allows our body to be able to get rid of those toxins, and then helps you get rid of those fatty tissues, right? Because it's not needed anymore. So let's look at the three ways that Cleanse for Life does this. It works on 3 levels of toxicity, and people may not be aware of this. So the first one is water-soluble toxins. So water-soluble toxins are the easiest for us to get rid of. There are other cleansers out there that can do this because it's simply just flushing. It's simply rinsing out the system. So if you've heard of like a juice cleanse, or a, you know, a skinny tea detox, or, you know, a water fast, similar in that they will help flush out those water soluble toxins. Number 2 is fat soluble toxins. Now these are harder to get rid of. So basically what happens is some toxins are kept in fat cells, and before they can get flushed out of the body, they need to be released from the fat cell into the you know, so they're water soluble. So parts of our Cleanse for Life, which are like these enzymes, help release those fat soluble toxins so they can be flushed out. So that's the second part. Now the third part is actually really unique and really exciting. It's called chelation. So chelation is where the body is able to remove heavy metals from the system. And this is extremely rare, and Cleanse for Life is one of the only products that I know that actually does this using a blend of natural herbs that has the ability to release heavy metals. So look, we've got hundreds of trillions of cells in our body. Basically what they do is sometimes they absorb things that aren't good for them, and what the Cleanse for Life allows our body to do is like open the cell door, take out the junk and put in good stuff, and that process is called chelation in a nutshell. So now look, this is not just something that we're making up. We have scientific studies that have proven this. We have 8 peer-reviewed journal articles that have been published, and one of them in particular studied the release of toxins, and they used a toxin called PCB as the example. Now PCB, the reason that they use this is because it's been banned for 40 years, right? But it's still showing up in newborn babies, right? So it's so hard for our bodies to get rid of that, even though it's been banned for 40 years, it's still showing up in these babies now. So they decided to use this really, hard toxin to get rid of as their marker. So basically what they did is they had a control group on like a heart-healthy diet. They had Isagenix with a heart-healthy diet, so the combination, and then they tested the bloodstream, and what they found that there was a higher level of PCB serum in the Isagenix group. And this might sound alarming, like there's more toxins, but what it actually means is that PCB is being released from the fat stores and it's being able to be flushed out, whereas the other people aren't even releasing it, so it's not going anywhere, so it's staying in their body. So it's quite an amazing thing that we've been able to prove this, and that it actually does that. So that bit's for the science nerds that are on tonight. I sometimes like that science nerdy stuff. Actually, I'll go back to cleanse. Just one last thing. So this is for the people who are aiming to put on muscle. So any guys on here that, want to develop some lean muscle mass, or chicks for that matter. Not only does cleansing help with how we feel and, getting rid of those sticky kilos and those toxins, but it also helps with developing muscle mass. And the reason that it does this is because it spikes our human growth hormone. So they've been able to prove that, a male doing a 2-day cleanse is able to increase his human growth hormone by up to 2,000%. Which means that they are able to put on much more muscle mass after their cleanse day than someone who doesn't cleanse. So we have lots of athletes and Olympians that choose to use our system and our cleanse for that particular reason, which is really awesome. So let's go into nourish. So, number 1, we've cleansed. Number 2, we have to nourish. So look, foods today are really calorie dense. They're really high in calories and very low in nutritional content. So the body can't live without the 90 macro and micronutrients that are essential. So these include things like, essential minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, and vitamins. So, I mentioned before those pesticides and herbicides and fungicides that are in our foods, and they're really unhealthy for our body and digestion, but I didn't mention how they affect our ecosystem. So, they're spraying these things onto our food to get rid of the bugs, but they're also killing the microorganisms in the soil, which then affects the nutritional content of our food, because we're not able to grow food that has that nutrition in it anymore. I mean, you look at something as simple as an apple or an orange, and some of our fruits and vegetables are depleted by up to 80% of these minerals. So no wonder, our bodies are screaming out for this nutrition. So our isolane shakes, basically, their role is to fill these gaps in the diet. And let's first look at the protein. The protein is really important. And our protein is called undenatured whey protein. Basically, what that means is that it's cold pressed. What this does is it keeps the amino acid and protein profile as close to as natural as possible, which means great for, it's great, sorry, everybody. It's great for muscle development, and it's fantastic for the immune system. Now, where our protein comes from, it comes from grass-fed cows that are free range, that are seasonally milked. They are not injected with hormones or antibiotics or any of those nasties. Our shakes have over 27 trace minerals in them. They have vitamins, a prebiotic, a probiotic, and digestive enzymes. So they're really great for digestion. People find it really easy to digest, which is often an issue with protein shakes. So, you know, why people do so well on Isagenix shakes is because it's not about calories, it's about nutrition. And again, the Skidmore study that, you know, we have a peer-reviewed journal for shows two groups of people eating similar amount of calories, one utilizing Isagenix, one utilizing just, you know, a heart-healthy food diet, and there was much greater energy and strength results from the Isagenix group, and similar calories, just the density of the nutrition was different. So the supplementation was making such a difference. So I suppose the last thing I want to say about an isolene shake is that my kids start every single day with an isolene shake, and I do not want my kids to lose weight. That is not why I give them an isolene shake. The reason I give them a shake for breakfast is because I cannot get this nutrition into the toaster or into their cereal bowl of a morning. It's just impossible. So giving them this is a no-fuss, yummy way for them to get all this stuff into their little bodies every single morning. So we're going to, so I missed one. So we're going to look at the third factor now, which is balancing. So we've cleansed, we've nourished, and now we need to balance. So look, Isagenix provides you with a system that, you know, fills those gaps in your diet. It allows you to cleanse out the toxicity. And the last part is that it provides products that allow you to balance your body out hormonally. And Ionic Supreme is one of our, you know, major products that does this. So this product in particular is really imperative long term. Everybody who usually stays on Isagenix for maintenance will use this product. And the reason for that is the adaptogen herbs that are in it help our body cope with stress and anxiety. It's a pretty unique supplement. So, you know, when you've got stress on board, your body doesn't work as well. So if you understand the biology of stress, basically it peaks our cortisol levels in our body. And what that does is it puts our body into like a survival mode. And when our body's in survival mode, it will not let go of fat stores, because fat's the most effective form of energy for our body. So it wants to hold on to fat for emergency purposes, right? So what Ionic Supreme does is it helps you balance your cortisol levels out. It brings them back down to where they need to be, and that means that your body's not in that emergency mode, and it will be happy to let go of you know, fat stores that aren't needed. So you know, this is really one of the essential parts of any maintenance program or any starter program. So look, they were the three areas that we want to cover in terms of our system. And obviously it's only 3 products, but the rest of the products fit into one of those categories, and they all work synergistically together to get you the best possible results, whether that's in terms of weight loss, improving energy, athletic performance, or healthy aging. So look, what we're going to do now is we're going to hear from some people that have been using these products, and we're going to hear real life results from your Wellness Revolution team members. And this is what it's really all about, hearing people's experiences. So Christine, would you mind unmuting so we can hear a bit about your story tonight?
Yeah, sure. So almost 4 years ago now, my daughter introduced me to Isagenix, and I was not one bit interested. I thought it was just a fad for young people, so I didn't jump on board straight away, but that was my first mistake. Anyway, at the time I was so overweight and I just had no energy. I spent most of my spare time laying on the lounge, and just the struggles of pushing a trolley around the supermarket was really too much for me some days, and I struggled. I couldn't do up my own shoes. I couldn't reach them. I was too overweight. My husband used to do up my shoes, and in the end, my daughter just said, Mum, just, come and have a look at it, give it a try. If you don't like it, or you don't think that it's for you, or it doesn't work, or, if you have an issue, just send it back and get your money back. So I guess I was cornered in a way. I sort of had no more excuses, so I had to try it. I have, within a week, like Sandy said, I guess I was spending less time on the lounge and just started to get that little bit more energy, and I just felt a bit happier. And I did lose over 4 kilos in the first month, and I thought that was pretty exciting because trying every other diet, sometimes I put on weight. So that was really great. I've actually maintained my loss of more than 25 kilos, so it's a pretty big number, and especially, getting older, of 51 now, and I've had going through menopause and had a serious neck surgery only in the less than 12 months, and I've still stuck with the program. I love the products. My husband and I have the shakes every day, and I just think it's not a fad for young people or old people. It's just a fabulous lifestyle for everybody, and you'll never feel better once you let it kick into your body. That's my husband and I. That's how we feel about it.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Lana, can you open up your line for us?
Hello.
Hi, can you share your story?
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
How are you going?
Good. Go for it.
Thanks, Sandy. I, at 38, went through early menopause, unfortunately, which set me back big time with, I had depression, I had weight gain, I had no energy whatsoever, and I literally tried everything, just like Christine, to lose some weight and just get that energy back. I've seen a nutritionist, you name it, nothing worked. And finally, Natasha put me onto this amazing product, and I thought it was going to be another gimmick for me, but it actually worked and has done absolute wonders for me. Personally, energy-wise, it's I feel like I've got my BB bounce back, which is amazing. And I just love using this product every day. Like, I absolutely love it. My family loves it. It doesn't feel like you're on a diet of such. It's just been a very convenient way of plugging the nutrition into our bodies. And I can't speak more highly of it. It's just really changed my life, and I'm actually changing other people's lives as well, which is even more amazing.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lana. Thanks, Anne.
Thank you.
Jamie, could you share your story with us?
Thank you, Sandy. Thanks for having me on tonight. Before Isagenix, I was always struggling with my weight. I was uncomfortable in my own skin and really embarrassed in a lot of my clothes. I was introduced by a friend, and I've been using the products and systems for over 3 years now, and I'm no longer struggling, and I'm finally loving the body I'm in, and I feel so much more confident in my gym clothes, and I want to empower all women to have a better relationship with their bodies.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jamie. I love that. And I've loved watching Jamie's recently kick things up a notch. So it's been awesome watching her really, get those results. You're inspiring me to get back into the gym a bit more, Jamie. Thank you. And Regan, is Regan on? Is Regan with you, Jamie?
No, she's...
Yes, sorry, I'm here.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm still at the studio. Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for having me on, Sandy. My story is a little bit different. I'll take you back to before Isagenix. I was literally just living day to day on coffee and nana naps. Often I would even just substitute actually having food for having a coffee. So my nutrition, to say the least, at that point in time was absolutely in the gutter. As a result, and as anyone could expect, living on coffee basically, and really poor nutrition, just eating to survive more than anything. I was completely exhausted. I was struggling to get in any kind of decent nutrition. I didn't exercise. I really didn't do anything. I'd get home from work, only very short shifts, and I'd just crash out. I was emotional, I was moody, all of those sorts of things. I was actually introduced to Isagenix by my partner, Jamie, who you just heard from. And she was chatting about her results, particularly in weight loss at that time and also energy. And she just encouraged me to try it. So coming up to my 2-year anniversary next week, actually, on the system, I noticed pretty much straight away within the first 2 weeks an abundance of energy. I was able to kick coffee, so no more napping, no more coffee. And I actually found I had more hours in my day. So fast forward 2 years now, I'm now in a much more energetic career. My entire career now is in the fitness industry. So that wouldn't have happened had it not been for Isagenix. But having said that, my days now start at 5 in the morning, and I'm not home yet. So it's completely turned my life around. I'm actually a personal trainer at F45 here in Adelaide, one of the studios, and I'm super excited because we now get a lot of our clients started on the same system, simply because it works better than anything else that I've ever seen. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You covered my second question, which I was going to ask you about that, but you already did it. So thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no worries. Thanks, Sandy.
And Tim. So Tim is a personal trainer from Wollongong. So I wanted Tim to chat with you guys because not only has he had excellent personal results, but he uses Isagenix with his clients. So Tim, can you tell us a bit about why you recommend Isagenix to your clients and the types of results that you've experienced and seen?
Yep. Hey guys. So I've been using Isagenix now for 3.5 years. So as Sandy said, I'm a personal trainer and my background's in health sciences. So went and got a degree in that. So I was quite skeptical as well. And as you can see, they're my before and afters for about 3 or 4 months. So I had really good results starting off. And as a personal trainer, of course, I'm there to help people with their body goals and things like that. So it worked for me, and straight away I said, look, guys, exercise is fantastic, but you've got to look after your nutrition, as you know, and I've got this nutritional system that will just take things to another level. So with my clients, we sort of record all their data and things like that, and I've got girls that will come and see me at boot camp. They'll go to the gym as well. We've had so many awesome success stories, but in particular, I've had one girl who, in the first 30 days, she basically lost 3 kilos in the first 11 days, and she was quite happy with that. And her measurements changed. She lost 29 centimeters. And then on day 30, she said to me, Tim, I haven't lost any more weight. I said, what have your measurements done? She double checked her measurements. She lost 60 centimeters.
Wow.
So she doubled her centimeter loss in that last 19 days.
Mm-hmm.
Her leg press went from 160 kilos to 280 kilos within the first 30 days. Another one of my PT clients, she's nearly 60 now. She's lost and maintained nearly 20 kilos, and she's been using now for over 2 years.
Awesome.
And lastly, my partner. So obviously I'm into the gym. I love my weights. She is also. She uses the products religiously, cleanses, uses all the smoothies. She's at the gym tonight. She sent me a video of her squatting 170 kilos 2 times. Her bench is over 100 kilos. Her deadlift is nearly 200 kilos. She's catching me. But the energy and performance side of things, it's a no-brainer. And as a personal trainer, this is my business. Energy and performance, I'm all over it. And so when I've found something like this that will give you, all these awesome results in regards to lifting heavier, recovery, when you're obviously doing big workouts and your squats, your deadlifts, your bench press, you want to be able to recover really quickly. So the products just play into that amazingly. So you find that your recovery time is a lot shorter. You can lift a lot heavier, and yeah, it's
awesome.
just been awesome anyway.
Thanks, buddy. And she's your wife now, not your partner anymore.
Oh, partner, wife, yeah. So.
You better fix that up. Lucky she's not home. Awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who shared. So, look, you might have heard a few people saying they were introduced by, like, a friend or someone that they knew, and that's because Isagenix uses the business model of network marketing to distribute the product. So you will not see Isagenix in a chemist or in a supermarket or even in a health food store. And we distribute our products using this business model for a couple of reasons. Basically, it's word of mouth marketing, but the main reason we need to go back to is back to John Anderson, that master formulator. So as I said, he worked for hundreds of nutritional companies, and basically he got really disgruntled with the industry because he was being asked to reduce the quality of his supplements to increase the profit margins for these companies. And look, when he developed Isagenix, he was having his own health troubles. He used the program on himself, and he knew what he had. He knew the magic that he had, and he wanted to get that out to people. And look, you can see from tonight's results, this is just 5 of hundreds of thousands of transformations across the world. So look, he wanted to make sure that he had the finest protein and the best botanicals, and he sources them from all over the world. So network marketing allowed him to keep control of the quality of the ingredients and not compromise on the quality, right? So that's the first reason. Now, the second reason, and there might be some of you that relate to this, so hang with me here. So, who can relate to this? Who's ever started a diet on a Monday? By Thursday, they've fallen off the wagon. Saturday, Sunday, they have a binge because, well, they're stuffed it anyway during the week, right? And then Sunday night, they're researching the next thing that they're going to do on Monday morning. Okay, I know that there's a lot of people in here who do that because 97% of the population within 2 years of starting a diet have gained all their weight back plus a couple of kilos. So the reason that this is network marketing is because they wanted people to have a support person. And there's studies that show that peer-supported health changes are just as effective, if not more effective, as employing a professional to support you through health change. So, they want people to have someone that they trust to support them through this process, and that's why this product is distributed through network marketing. So, look, a bit about our team really quickly because I'm running way over time. We've got over 5,000 people in our team, and there's all types of people, men, women, old, young, people who are health professionals, people who know nothing about health. You will find someone to relate to in our team, and we're all there to encourage and support each other. We've got many, many experienced coaches in our group. There's recipe plans, there's workouts, there's inspiration, motivation, and we're really there to help you get those best results. That's what we're all about. So you might be thinking this may be for you, and these are the 3 ways that you can get started. So look, there is a retail option. There is a preferred customer where you can get 25% off. Now, this involves a $50 membership fee for 12 months. And you get access to that wholesale account. But most people choose option 3, which is a preferred customer on auto ship rewards, which gives you 30% off for your 12 months. It's only a $25 membership fee. So look, keep in mind also that often what will happen is people will see your results or they'll want to do it with you, and you can get significant rebates like your pack paid for, or a significant discount for sharing with friends. So look, there's lots of different systems that you can choose to start on, and what we like to do is race you to your goals, so get you there quite quickly and then back you off onto a maintenance program. So these systems that I'm going to show you tonight are really about where to start. They are not long-term systems for you to continue on. It's really to get your results quickly, and then you can move on to some sort of maintenance option. So look, what I like to think of it like is like a reboot for your computer, this first initial stage, or like a update for your iPhone. That's what these packs are like. So we've got the ultimate pack. So this literally will give you the ultimate experience. It contains all of your snacks, 2 of your main meals. It has energy drinks. It's got the membership that I talked about. It's got everything you can see here. It's got all your cleansing stuff, vitamin and mineral support. You get every single vitamin and mineral product that we have. It's really the best of the best. Then you have an intermediate pack. It's called a premium pack. So it obviously has less snack options, as you can see. You still get some antioxidant and vitamin support, not as much as the Ultimate pack, but this is a really great place to start for people, the mediums, the middle of the range pack. For that 30-day reboot. And then you've got a basic weight loss system. So this is a smaller pack. This is really for your, budget conscious people. It'll still get great results, but you will need to be more organised and prepared with snacking. You need to do a little bit more of the groundwork. Plus, there's no antioxidant support with this one. So it's really the basics of your program. So it's a good pack for people with budget restraints to come in on. So look, what you're looking at for these packs, with the Ultimate pack, it works out around $25 a day. The premium or intermediate pack's around $20 a day. And then you've got your basic weight loss system, which works out around $15 a day. So that's really for those people who can't find that $20 or $25 a day. So what I really want you to think about, though, is that this is an instead of spend, not an in top of spend. So, you're going to be replacing a couple of meals. And when I coach people through this program, I ask them to ditch the coffee. And, I can hear the gasps behind the computer screen because that was me. I was exactly the same. And, I'm very grateful that my coach asked me to do that now. But look, there's $5 straight away, right, with a coffee. You might go to the shops. You might buy a couple of sushi rolls. There's $6. At lunchtime, you might buy lunch at work. There's $12 or $14. You've hit $25 already, right? So just have a think about where you're spending your money, and is that spend actually getting you results? Because if you're on this call tonight, I suspect maybe it isn't, and that was me before I started. That's why I can talk like this, because I know exactly how you're feeling, because that was absolutely where I was. So look, the first two packs cover membership. You get a free blender with both of those packs. You obviously get recipe guides, you get program guides, you get access to our exclusive Facebook groups and to those experienced coaches, like I said. So you've got all that support. So, excuse me, and you get a 12-month membership. So these are the prices for all those options, and you can discuss that with the person who invited you onto the call. So look, one thing I do need to mention to you guys is there is guaranteed results. As I said, the only reason I started was because of the 30-day money-back guarantee. So, look, I was really skeptical. So if you're skeptical, this gives you peace of mind in that, if you don't like it for whatever reason, you can pack those products back up in the box, send them back to Isagenix, and you will get a refund. There's no problems there. And I love that about the company, because they really stand behind their products and the results that they give. So, look, the last thing I want to leave you guys with is this little quote. When I started Isagenix, I felt like it may be a bit selfish to put my health first. I'm just going to put that out there. I have this exact conversation with women particularly, and mums, every single day. And what I've really learned in this journey is that when I do take care of my health and I put that first, I'm the best mum, and I'm the best friend, and the best wife, and the best human that I can be, and everybody around me benefits from that. So if you're feeling maybe that this might be how you're feeling, trust me in that I completely understand where you're coming from, but it has absolutely been the best decision I've made for our family. And look, this little photo here is my favourite photo of all time. It's what I call our Freedom Day photo. This is the day that Richie finished up his work and come home and started working with me and helping people with their health. And look, I didn't know that this is where this journey was going to take me, but even if it was just the health, it was totally worth it. And I just urge you to, really just have a think about it, because for us it's been an absolute life changer. So look, if you're ready to start your own health journey, or you've got any more questions about any of the info tonight, please contact the person that invited you onto the call, and they can sort that out for you. So I just want to say thank you all for joining us. Wow, look how many people are on. I'm really excited. I'm going to take a picture of you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you have any questions, please just shout out. But have a great night, guys.